Welcome to the Aesthetics Unfiltered podcast. We are Michelle Jones and Melanie Torres, two leading medical aesthetic nurse practitioners and great friends based in California. We uncover the inner workings of the booming aesthetics industry from both the patients as well as the providers' perspectives.
Join us for the authentic conversations about current and trending treatments, best practices, and the real issues people face with modern beauty standards. Any information or advice given is general in nature. You should consult with a healthcare provider before undergoing any treatment.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Aesthetics Unfiltered. This is my new little baby. He's 3 years old, and
He's so
he
cute.
is the love of my life.
He may stay.
Yeah.
He may stay here. So welcome to Aesthetics Unfiltered podcast. I'm Melanie, and this is Michelle.
This is Zippy.
That's Zippy, and we're at Michelle's awesome house, by the way, in Dermal Heights.
Well, we won't say San Francisco.
General. Who cares? It's such a cute area, and I love her house. It's the first time I've been here. How long have you lived here?
A year and a half.
I love it. It's so lovely.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
Thank you.
And then went to her husband's show last night. He's like a musician, and he's an amazing guitarist. He was playing like Grateful Dead, and like I did not know he was like so talented, but he was like an electric guitar like master. So it's great just being in my old city and like, hanging in person, and I think the podcasts are gonna look cool. Like,
I think so too.
As with us together.
Yeah, Melanie, she was here for a few years and then she moved down to LA. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I haven't been back here since I moved like in 2022.
Yeah.
So we went out for sushi last night. The food in San Francisco is amazing. The sushi I think is so much better in SF than in LA. I just haven't gone. If anyone knows of any good LA sushi, put it in our comments because for real, I haven't. It's very mediocre at best, but I'm sure it's amazing. I love the sushi, and SF is way better in mine.
Yeah. I always feel like LA has better food. I don't know. I think we always like what we don't have.
No one eats in LA.
Everyone's on Ozempic.
Everyone's on Ozempic. Everyone goes to Erewhon, and now it's like a private equity like chain supermarket. I'm not.
Oh, really?
They have the Haley Bieber smoothies and whatever. No one eats there, but
no one eats. Well, I'm eating in San Francisco, so here we are. Yes, welcome to, this is going to be our last episode for our season. So we are together in person, and we have a few fun topics today. We're going to talk about just like changes and trends in the industry because it's probably been about 6 months since we actually started filming.
Yeah.
So we got to recap on that because we started at the beginning of the year.
It was like we started in May or June.
Yeah.
And now it's mid-October. So we're going to release these in the next couple weeks, next month before the end of 2024. And we're going to decide if we're going to release them all in one setting. So you'll see if they all come out at one time. And this is the last one. So I hope you enjoyed our podcast and let us know how it's been received.
It's a little bit like of a free flow of just like thoughts on what we're experiencing as injectors because it's such an interesting field. It's so dynamic. It's evolving so fast. I've been in this industry for 13 years, but it's still changing so rapidly that it's like kind of intense, and it's fun to talk about it because it is kind of crazy. I mean, at times I'm like, why do I not have a reality show? Like,
I don't know why haven't they done?
I wouldn't even have to work again. I mean, I'd be like the things that are just we talk about. It's like kind of entertaining. It's fun.
I want to be on a reality show.
I think I'm entertaining. But I think it is kind of silly. I'm like, why do we not have an injector reality show? Like, here's my vision. And if you're listening, bravo, this should be happening.
Like a Selling Sunset, but an aesthetic one.
That would be good. But also, I think we should have one where it's like, we have like 3 people, and then you have like a team of injectors, and then you have an hour to like recreate their face.
Oh, cool.
And then you get judged.
Oh my God, please don't. Someone's going to steal your
idea. I know. Everyone steals my shit anyways. So it's like, whatever.
Cool idea.
And then I can be a guest judge. because I'm really judgy.
Wait, girl, like, don't say anymore because we should produce this.
I know. Well, someone's gonna say everyone steals my ideas anyway,
Yeah,
so it's fine. Just make it happen and put me on as a judge, and I'll be happier.
Yes, as long as you put us on as two guest judges on like The Voice,
Yes.
but like for
It's like The Voice, but for us.
this is amazing. I want to be
Like that's my vision, and I'm like, why is that not happening?
Yeah.
Plus, it'd be really educational for the audience, you know, for the general public of like, you can look natural and like have
See
like a
the
nice,
results at the end of the show, and then and then maybe in the next episode,
like
the
3
people
months
can
later.
come back, and then you can do the judging on like before, middle, after, and then you can even get judged on who looks the most natural.
Yeah.
In 3 months.
And even like a year or two later, follow up with the people. Like that would be so cool.
So fun.
All right, Bravo, pitch this shit now. Anyways, so sorry, I'm off topic.
No, I think the off topic stuff is
it's kind of fun. Let us know what you think. Let us know as like audience if you would actually do something like that. I mean, I think you would if you got like a whole bunch of free product and you looked like aesthetically better with expert injectors, right? Yeah. I would totally do that.
Because a lot of people are admitting it now. You know, a lot of people aren't. I'm about to do a post about the positive outcomes of the public looks of aesthetics because they get so many negative ones. I'm about to post this really detailed post about why are we always focusing on the negative?
Yes.
Why don't we focus on these amazing, beautiful women that look better than they did when they're 25 years old, and they don't look overfilled or overdone. They look, I mean, Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Lindsay Lohan's new look. Like, you know, all these, I mean, J-Lo, like there's so many beautiful outcomes that we forget about.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of celebrities that look really, really good. And it's like, can we focus on that? I mean, there's also some celebrities. Okay, you tell me what you think.
Okay.
I think Nicole Kidman looks good. I think she looks a little AI, a little artificial. Things maybe don't move as much, but I think she looks fucking good for her age. And I know there's a lot of controversy with her face. I'm obsessed with Nicole Kidman because we have the same birthday.
I love
and we're
her
both
too.
like Geminis. So
I think she looks amazing.
What do you think?
I think she looks amazing. I think the best way to judge people is on camera, especially because she does all these dramatic roles and she has all these close-ups. So I would look at her there. Some of the picture, and we don't know if they get photoshopped. You know, in pictures it's all about lighting and angle, and people can look scary even if they look good, or vice versa. So I think in person, and I've never seen her in person, but I mean her skin is beautiful. She's so graceful. She was beautiful before, and she is maintaining it. But that's my opinion. I don't. People. I mean, sometimes I'll look and I'll be like, well, she's definitely at work. She's definitely like done. But to me, it looks good. Maybe I don't know.
I think she. I don't know how old she is. Like in her 50s, like I would say,
or something.
But what I notice is, okay, maybe the things that make her look slightly unnatural. We're off topic. I'm so sorry. That is like there's no actual tear trough. It's like just cheek into the tear trough area, and so that looks like slightly overfilled.
And that's like what we were talking about in the last episode. Is when people do too much medial cheek filler. That's when your eyes look smaller.
But maybe don't judge me because I just put some filler on my face last week, and I might be looking like that. But if I need to, I'll take it out. But. But and then I think her lips look done because she does this like thing with her lip, but like I actually don't mind it. I think it looks kind of cute. Do I have it?
No, I'm just making sure your mic is on.
I'll make sure my mic's on. Yeah, but maybe like her mid face doesn't like move that much, but like I think for 50 something, dude, she looks really good. But I want to hear you guys' thoughts because it's interesting. Like what I hear in my clinic is like I want to look natural, but like not like too natural. Like there's a little something, you know, it's like kind of funny.
I know, and then people are like, oh, I don't see any difference at all. So
I know.
People are just, you know, it's online and everyone's hypercritical and just that whole thing I'm just not into.
I know.
But what I remember one other last celebrity thing is when one of our earlier episodes we were talking about it, and we were talking, that was when J-Lo had the really puffy tear troughs, but she looks amazing now. And I remember you was like, oh, I bet she had PRF or PRP. And I think you were so right, because she looks amazing now. She was just at
I
like
think that
the
was
American. She was at some Emmys. Yeah, she won all these Emmys or whatever, and she looked amazing.
Was it Jennifer Aniston or J Lo?
Yeah, Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
Because she
You said
had
J
that
Lo.
puffy tear trough.
Yeah, she looks so good
She
now.
looks so good.
So I mean, that's the thing. Is like some of our treatments have a little downtime, and if somebody like photographs you in the wrong lighting on the wrong day, like Lord forbid. Me too. I have like the whole sinus pressure infection going on today, which plus my filler is making me like
Probably
puffy.
like pressing on your
Yeah.
lips a little bit. I don't know. It's
But
also
it's just the
allergies.
weather here is like making things weird. So don't take a snapshot of this and post it of me. Or if you do, actually don't care. I might like
Yeah.
I probably just laugh.
Yeah.
Anyways. Oh, and then I'm bruising above my lip because we did a little bit of skin deep above my lip. But that will go into trends of this year.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
talk
gonna
about
talk about the year trends and like
Yeah.
I think we've touched on it before, but we both agree that the three biggest treatments, biggest trends of this year are Skinvive, especially perioral for cigarette smoker lines.
Tell us what Skinvive is.
So Skinvive is an injectable that's a very, very thin hyaluronic acid. It's like filler, but it doesn't add volume.
Yeah.
It just makes your skin look smoother and it helps fine lines and crepiness. But the thing that we're all seeing that's the best is around the mouth, because before you would get it and it would look puffy because the filler was thicker, and now the Skinvive is so thin it lasts for 6 months, at least 6 months, and it just really helps around the mouth without looking different and puffy.
Yeah, so Skinvive, it's like the only like FDA approved product in the US of its kind. It's basically like the lowest amount of hyaluronic acid. It is technically a filler, but because it's such a low amount of hyaluronic acid in the filler, it doesn't actually fill, it just hydrates. And so I have it above my lip here. I don't really have smoker lines yet. I'm 40, but I have like kind of like hyperdynamic muscles here where it indents more when I make a kissy face and I can see subtle changes. So I just wanted the skin texture to look better. I also just, oh my God, my cat's, he's really sorry. Zippy's really chatty today. So you're just going to have to hear some. And he's also deaf, I found out. I'm obsessed with him. So he can't hear how loud he's meowing, but you might not hear it. But I also dissolved the border of my lip just because it was a little puffy. And when you have small lips and you're really trying to, that's a whole nother topic. But anyways, it's art. But Skinvive, I like it like in the lower face, the perioral around the mouth, especially. That's been a big hit, like what you were saying. And we did Melanie as well around her mouth and her pre-gel area.
I'm super happy with it.
Yesterday, so she's not even like puffy around
and
her
I
mouth.
didn't bruise. I didn't.
Yeah,
bruise.
she naturally has. These are her natural lips. She has beautiful lips. She enhanced them a little bit, but she's always had good lips.
I actually did a little Skinvive in my lips, just so that's what I have in my lip right now, just because I just did a little bit almost a year ago, and it's still there subtly. So when I do perioral Skinvive, I'll sometimes just do like a couple of little dots just to help like smooth the lines, and it looks like you have more hydrated lips. Yeah, and that's been really helpful for patients who are scared of lip filler, don't want any like visible change in their lip volume, but just like want the texture of their lip better. That's where Skinvive has really been helpful. Also, like we did Melanie's neck with Skinvive, and I like it for like fine necklace lines and hydration. That was like my favorite. And you're not even that beat up. My neck looks so much better. It just has the fine lines, and I had a lot of laxity, and I feel like it's tighter today. I pinched it. We can show the before and after on Instagram. But just with the Skinvive, like education, if you do a little in the lips, do it a really small amount and do it the same way they educate the standard of just little tiny intradermal. Not deep. Don't use it as a filler and go deep because it can get really swollen. Yeah, so, I don't even like filler deep in the lip. Yeah, do that. Yeah. But sometimes I think, like you were saying in the last one, people just aren't aware of the plane, and they're just kind of like do, and so we can listen to our other ones about basically planes. Technicality of a new product doesn't matter. You want to. There's been a lot of education. I'm a trainer for Allergan who makes Skinvive, but even just how we inject with it is very technical. So that's like a whole nother discussion. But message me questions if you
if you want to know any like pearls on that, but like very, very superficial in the lip, not where you're seeing the gray of the needle, but just like the outline of the needle and really thin strands. But yeah, Skinvive, lower face, neck, perioral. I've even done it like into the tear trough space just because it's a lower like hyaluronic acid and it pulls less water.
You do it deep, right? You don't.
I do it deep. Yeah.
You don't want to see little bumps there.
No.
Don't. It's always best to do skin line where you don't see little bumps because that it can stay bumpy. You want to do it just below the area so you don't see like millions of little bumps.
Yeah, that's a very technique thing. But really I think it's been in Europe for several years and like it's nice when it's been in other countries. So like we're not the first to experiment with this product and we can learn from other injectors in Europe. But it's been a big tool in my practice this year, especially like it's my number one tool for brides or big events.
Yep.
And I usually tell my brides or mother of the brides, I'm seeing everyone, grooms, to do it like 2 months before a big event.
It looks so good.
Yeah.
I do it topically, like with microneedling.
Cool.
I'll do it as a serum and then you just microneedle over it and it just gives a glassy appearance. It's one of my bride's favorite like engagement. It looks good in photos, you know? And then what's the other trend you're seeing right now too?
I mean, Sculptra has kind of saved my life this year. I mean, I'm a big sculpture trainer as well. I've trained a lot at the Bay Area in Sculptra, and I myself have I can't even talk from my lip flap from my Botox. I myself am obsessed with Sculptra, and it's my clientele's very like natural, minimalistic. Let's just slow down the clock. Let's not really look much different. And so that's why it's been really well received in my audience and my patient selection is because we're really in this preventative like anti-aging bubble here we really most of my patients don't want to look drastically different. They just want to preserve what they have. And so that's how I've utilized Sculptra. Sculptra is a biostimulator and it's not really a filler, although it can create volume if you're doing multiple treatments. But if you're just doing a few vials, it will help the texture of your skin and the clarity of your skin, the pores,
it exemplifies or it enhances your own natural
collagen.
Like your own natural bone structure, so you're not changing your facial features, you're just enhancing them and making them boom again because we lose volume
exactly.
So and that's why people always get it with me, probably because the name of it isn't HA filler. I think that brings away less fear mongering, even though filler is going to be super
sad that people are so scared of filler though. It's like, I think it's not the product of filler, it's your injector. And that's what it is. It's like, it's not the paint color, it's the artist.
Right.
And so that's why there's so much education with injectables. And it's hard because our field has boomed so much that like there's so many new injectors and so many new products that everyone is like
a lot more commercialized. Before it was like, oh, I'm going to this med spa where there's this amazing woman that's making everyone look so beautiful, and now it's like a huge industry where there's so many options and some people are newer and people are pushing it out. But people are gonna like not be scared of filler again. It's trend and when they start seeing the beautiful results again, because people are scaling back, I think it's not finished.
I mean, I still do a ton of filler in my practice. I think I do Sculptra and filler for different reasons on people, but Sculptra is really good on the periphery of the face just to kind of naturally build your own collagen. And then, filler, you can't project a chin with Sculptra. You still need filler to actually project. You can't put Sculptra in the lips or under the eyes, so you still need filler in those areas. But I think, just educating patients on what's the difference between Sculptra and filler. And now there's a big educational push towards Sculptra so that people know about it. And I'm actually doing a lot in the booty. I wanted mine. I mean, my butt now that I'm 40 is sagged and I'm not working out as hard. So that's a whole nother topic, but it looks really natural. We could actually do like, maybe we'll do an episode of like all the different non-surgical ways to build your butt. And there's like 3 different ways, 3 different products. So one of them is Sculptra.
Is the other one like Stairmaster or?
radius. It's like a more permanent filler, and then actually hyaluronic acid, which I think is kind of ridiculous and crazy because it takes so much and it makes no sense.
And that's really a danger.
I haven't really heard that much in the US though. I see it more in other countries. I'm like, why? That doesn't make sense.
It is an expensive procedure. With my view is that, and some people it's really important to them, but my view is that I don't do it and I don't care about it because I can't see my butt and like I'm looking straight ahead. So I want people to, I care
Focus
about
on the
what I
face.
look. You know, you can wear a girdle, you can wear, but a
I
lot of
want my
people do
booty
care.
to look I don't want it to look crazy. I just want it to look like a little bit more youthful and perky.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of sagged at the top and then it's like flat at the top and poofy on the bottom where I want it like more symmetrical. I'm not a big fan of the hip dip. I know that's like a big thing where the hips are curvy like the Kardashian or whatever. I'm okay with that on myself. I just want the top to be a little bit perkier. And yes, maybe I could do this. I could do like squats every day and it'll look better. But I'm slightly lazy, even though I'm trying not to be. But that's a whole nother topic. Sculptra is a good option for that, and we'll talk about that maybe in another episode. But yeah, so that's kind of on trend, the top two things that I'm seeing. And then the third thing is really lasers.
I feel like in my practice in LA, that's the number one thing people are coming into. And I think on Instagram, the marketing people and the influencers are reminded that don't just post pictures of filler and injectables because the audience and the public wants laser resurfacing, and now that's just as important. And that's, to me, I do a lot of the Moxie laser. It's a really quick laser procedure that's like a moderate grade laser. You get really good results. I've done 2 of them on myself in the last like 2 months, and it just takes away sunspots. This is the best time to do it. So people are coming in for laser.
Yeah, Moxie's like Moxie and Halo are kind of like, and BBL. Those are like the 3 most popular lasers, I would say. In my practice, I have BBL and Halo. I'm trying to get Moxie, which I should have soon. But basically, BBL is broadband light. It's not Brazilian butt lift, even though like the same acronym. And it's like very similar to like laser that's been out for a long time called IPL, intense pulse light, and technically they're not really lasers because they're multiple wavelengths, but it just goes after reds and browns in the skin. There's very little downtime. You don't really peel. It's just the darker spots get a little darker and then they slough off in about 10 days or so, and the red helps constrict the vasculature. So, and that's nice because it makes your skin really glowy and there's not a lot of downtime. You can put on makeup right after because it doesn't open the skin. And then Halo and Moxie, we kind of went into that on another episode, but they're a version of a fractionated laser. Halo is a little bit more intense. It like punctures the skin and does a deeper wavelength, so you're getting like a sandwich effect, and it's better for texture and collagen. Whereas Moxie is like a Fraxel laser.
Yeah, it's the same thing as Fraxel. It's a 1927 wavelength, but it's just a little bit less downtime than Fraxel.
Exactly.
So it's marketed to a younger audience that's preventative, and honestly, I do like 4 of them a day.
Yeah,
so
people are obsessed with it.
Yeah,
I'm obsessed too. I want another one.
Yeah, I love them too.
Yeah, so that's kind of the top 3 trends. The other, I would say the other one is like exosomes and PRF. Those are like, and I'm kind of using PRF along with my lasers afterwards and my microneedling, and that's platelet-rich fibrins. So I draw a vial of your blood, spin out your growth factors, your white blood cells, your stem cells, and then I inject it and topically apply it after. So that's really big right now too, and we can do an episode. I think we went into that a little bit on our last episodes, but those are things that like recreate your own collagen are really trending right now, and like very specific. People are a lot pickier with their filler, which we all should be, but I think the public is more educated on that. Bad and good education. It's like we all have a PhD in shit from Instagram, which is like not helpful all the time, but like, sorry.
No, it's not.
Or a PhD in YouTube. But whatever. It's it's good and bad. I think it's just this industry is evolving. I think the good part of it is like we're all looking more natural, which I'm happy about. And I think there's more education in our space, which is also very good. The other thing I always like hearing is I really get a lot of our ideas for social and our podcast just from what patients feedback to me, as I have a lot of patients that will text me, oh, did you see this video of this person saying this thing, and what are your thoughts on this? And that makes me happy because I do want to be like, the whole point of this podcast was be to be like a area of truth for people that are confused out there. And that was the whole point of this. And I do want to hear things that are controversial and kind of bring like a scientific light to it. And so that feeds into our next topic, which, and there's always going to be chaos out there, but
so much shock factor and just
yeah.
things are so. One of the things that's trending online right now is we've heard things. Michelle told me about this, that people are saying there was some viral thing going on online that they were saying that Botox
really only one person
inhibits the brain from feeling emotion. Like it was
it's like it alters your brain chemistry and your amygdala of your brain, and how like the muscle receptors like translate to your brain chemistry, and then how you process emotions from that.
And then you feel less emotion.
I think like the empathy center of the brain is
it says it online, it said it kills the empathy center. Botox kills emotion in the center of the brain.
No, this is one person's post.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that was really harsh in the language of
and
saying.
Then I'm going to read some of the responses.
Let me go into it a little bit. It was like the language used was killing, like really harsh, non-scientific terms. And that's okay. I mean, I think when you understand the psychology of why someone's posting that, in my opinion, it is to kind of what's the motive behind that. And like, I won't go into that because I'm not about trolls or putting people down. I think it's just an interesting topic, and I want to have more of a scientific view on this topic because people are sending it to me.
Well, she did say, quote, I'm reading it, kills the empathy center of the brain, Botox did. And they said it in a really like matter of fact way. But then if you read the responses, can you open your phone so I can read some of the responses? They're really funny. And who knows? We all know that Botox does relax the muscles so you're not as reactive. And that's why most people come in to get Botox. All of my new like older patients that first get it, they're like, well, I look really angry, I'm always frowning.
Yeah, we don't want to look angry. And there's also, I mean, there's a lot of studies that kind of are the complete opposite, where it's like, hey, Botox helps depression and makes you feel happier, which when we're not making frowning faces and we're not having so much tension in our face, we naturally feel less depressed. And if we look better in the mirror, we're less depressed. So it's kind of interesting this. And I was looking online, I only found like 2 articles, but they were kind of like, I have to look into a lot of what we have to do is really like look at the quality of the article, how many subjects were involved in the article, and what is it really saying? What is the study saying? And it's kind of like saying, one of the studies was like, this is kind of inconclusive, and really that study was talking about how it actually helps depression on the counterpart. And
right, and the person that was saying that it stops emotion, she sells like peptides, and she has a whole store on her helping skin, not through injectables. So
everyone might have an agenda. I mean, we have an agenda too. It's to like spread truth of like, the aesthetic industry that's really controversial. Like that's our agenda too. And it's not, I mean, there are articles out there saying that it can suppress your empathy. I haven't read them in depth, so I can't speak, and I'm not a scientist, but my husband is a scientist, so I'm actually going to have him read the articles and break it down. And I think
it was just saying that the muscle couldn't move as much, so you can't express empathy. That's what I got reading them. We'll have to look into it more. Yeah. But this is the funniest one that got the most likes of the comments. I've been getting Botox for 15 years, and unfortunately, I can still feel the emotions of everyone within a 30-foot radius of me. If I could get some stronger Botox and actually cash in on these alleged side effects, that would be great. And so a lot of them were saying false claims, having a little bias, and so the people's reactions weren't being like, yes, 100%. So there'll be more, I'm sure there'll be more studies and more drama online about this.
Is there any more?
They were so funny. And then one was saying, a provider was saying, well, can you please, you should assess the patient and in the consults see why they're getting this and follow up with them and see how they feel afterwards. And they're, ask them if they've had any emotional changes with Botox. It's not black or white being like, this is going to suppress your emotion. Instead of looking at it one angle, try exploring with people what it's actually like to be them before and after they have cosmetic treatments. So it's like you should always be patient-centered care and talking directly to the people that you're providing these services for and get their responses and their input is the most important, and like even with all these like high levels of evidence, like think about it, like in the 70s everyone was saying that women get breast cancer from hormones and then everything was shunned in fear, and then now in the last few years they're saying that it's fine to do hormone. And again, like science always changes, and I think everyone should be aware of that and be safe. Do the guidelines that people say, but guidelines change, So I don't know. I think it's just to not read into everything. Again, it's fear. People put fear online to gain views and to gain likes. Oh, someone's at your door.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah, I'm trying to read. It said, let's see. So one of these studies, it says,
Wait, hold on. One said, I've had Botox for almost 15 years and I'm the most empathetic I've been in my whole life. Nonsense.
and it says this study has strengths and limitations. The sample size of the present study was small, which, that's not always good. So there's definitely limitations to this study. And let's see. The present results provide additional evidence that neuromuscular feedback from creating an emotional expression can influence activity in two key regions for processing emotional faces: the amygdala and the fusiform gyrus. Blah, 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 blah.
Inhibition. So it's like inhibition of the 11 lines from moving so much, reduce the creation of smiling or happy expressions, resulting in altercations in the amygdala, activity for both happy and angry faces. I mean, it's subtle.
It makes sense that our muscles are, the neural feedback from our muscles contracting is going to go to our brain and then create a response, and like maybe that can alter the chemistry, but I don't think. I cry all the time, so I don't think I'm not empathetic because I've had Botox. So I don't know, like, what this study's trying to say. Like, how does that translate into
I think
the
because you
community?
can't move your face as much, you maybe don't have as much empathy. But I'm a very empathetic person. I care about people. I have so I think it's a personal. I think you need to go personally by who. I don't have those issues. Maybe someone does, and I think they need to research it more with these people that just feel stone faced. And I mean, there is RBF, resting bitch face, and like maybe like Botox.
I think that's why people like the injections, is because they don't want people to read their expressions, especially if you have like
if you're over animated.
If you're over animated, like say you're a lawyer, you're somebody like really high up and like a CEO, you don't want like too much expression to, sometimes it can be a sign of weakness if you're too like expressive, and I hate that. That makes me sad, but like there's a lot of ways that we can interpret these studies, and from what I'm reading, one of these studies has like a low sample size and it's like kind of inconclusive, and it's just saying that limiting muscular activity can have an effect on your brain's like translation of empathy center. But like, what does that specifically mean? Doesn't mean that it's bad, and it's like, what was the terminology?
Like
killing the, like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
killing the empathy center, like that is not correct or scientific. So let's not use that language.
Right. Maybe there's a good example of it in Hollywood is where it's good not to get too much Botox because you do look less animated, and for close-ups and acting, I love it. I love it when you do see celebrities' faces empathizing. Being
I do too, actually.
Like it would be hard to have like a totally frozen face
on a screen.
Like putting out this beautiful empathetic love to their lover or like to their child or whatever. Maybe it looks a little bit, but also in acting, the best actors, you don't even have to move your face, and the emotion that they portray through their eyes, like in acting, the way you express through your eyes is actually the best way to convey emotion. So they teach you not to move too much in filming.
That's cool.
Yep, because the filming picks up.
I used to take acting classes too,
I did.
right?
I don't anymore, but I loved it. It actually, I learned a lot about my emotions through taking acting classes.
That's so cool. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that stems into like another topic that I've had a lot of requests on this year was like actually patients are requesting less Botox in the lower part of their crow's feet because they want some expression. You know, if this is frozen on top, they want, I hate the word frozen. If this is relaxed on top, they want a little bit of expression in the eyes. And so I haven't necessarily been doing less, but I've been injecting how I taper it, and I'm doing more at the top and less at the bottom so they still have that kind of expression. And also, like, if your eyes, and I'm really frozen, you guys, so don't judge me. I'm tight as all hell. It just kicked in.
Your
my disc port is just kicked in and it's tight as all hell. But I actually feel happier with that.
Me too.
So
like, you have to think about that study that shows that Botox creates happiness, and like and those research, like almost all of the people do get happier. So that I feel like is evidence-based.
And I feel like Dysport's a little softer around the eyes, so I feel like I can still smile and have like some expression. But anyways, like I'm doing less on the lower part of the crow's feet, and I'm tapering my injections to make it look more natural, but that's a whole different thing. But I agree with you on camera. Maybe what I've seen with like say Nicole Kidman is it looks like she's been having Botox for years, or when I'm saying Botox, I kind of interchanging it with all the neuromodulators like Dysport, Daxxify, whatever. But I think before their roles, they let it wear off. So it's like they have no lines at rest, but they still can move during animation. That's what I see with like a lot of the actors, which I think is smart actually.
I like
but
it
it's
when women have movement. I think it actually just, again, the changing aesthetics where things are more subtle now. It's not the 1980s anymore. It's like we want natural. And so make sure if you want natural that the person that's working with you has your same beauty goals and what they find beautiful.
That's true. It's really important. And feel free to tell me my patients if I'm looking crazy or done. Like nothing offends me. It's a two-way feedback.
That's true.
I'm all about, I mean, nothing really offends me. So but yeah, I think this was a cool episode to wrap it up. Let us know what you think about what we discussed. Do you like the instant rewards? Are you looking for a bigger prize at the end? Injectors, what are your thoughts? Because that's a whole different ball game of like,
money and costs and exactly.
So let us know your thoughts, and then also with I don't know if
let us know if you've become less empathetic because you get Botox now, or do you feel like your depression has been helped by looking more young and not making the frown lines and having more self-confidence. I mean, honestly, this is one of the reasons I became an injector, was to help people with this society of looks and beauty. To me, honestly, every single time I go get my 3 or 4 month Botox or Dysport, I love Dysport. I feel fucking great. I feel so when I
feel instantly less depressed.
When my toxin starts kicking in and I don't frown as much and my eyes look more slightly awake and I'm on vacation, I love it, to be honest. And I'm not just saying that because I do it. The reason I do this is because it made me feel good.
Yeah, I love that. I feel the same. Well, thank you for listening. This is wrapping up our season. Tune in, and you should find us on Instagram. I am skin.smarty.np and
Melanie.skin.np, and we had so much fun doing this. I'm excited to see how this all turns out, and I hope you guys enjoyed our topics, and let us know how you feel about our first season of Aesthetics Unfiltered podcast.
Hopefully we'll have a season 2. We'll give ourselves a few months to kind of gather some data and have some new topics for you. But as you know, our industry's changing so fast, and we love to hear from you because that gives us inspiration. I want to get a little bit more scientific next season and really break down certain articles and be more of a science base for you guys. So that's part of my goal, but let me know. I also want to make it fun and entertaining and not boring. So
me too.
Bravo, pitch us our show. Okay, thank you.
Great.
Bye. For our latest news, follow us on Instagram at aesthetics.unfiltered.podcast or in our personal pages on Instagram.
Mine is melanie.skin.np and Michelle skin.smarty.np, both on Instagram. Have a great day.